I play Guna, who is a football fanatic, but because she's a woman, is not allowed to play on the sacred turf. And she stumbles across this caveman, Doug, who is a bit of a loose end when the Bronze Age in which she lives wants to take over his valley. And him and his tribe have to play said Bronze Age at a game of football, and they're all pretty terrible, but she's really good, and so she decides to help them, and in turn gets to also play on the sacred turf with the tribe.
So Lord Nuth is the governor of the Bronze Age town, and he is kind of, apart from being physically very big, he is very pompous and puffed up and frustrated and self-important, and he's kind of the villain of the piece in lots of ways. He wants to, he's got a sort of ploy to get as much bronze as he can, elevate his own status and use the early man tribe to work down the mines to find more bronze. But he's wrong-footed by the pluckiness of Doug and his fellow men and women. So yeah, he's just a kind of frustrated middle manager, really, in the wrong place.
From an actor's point of view, the main difference is that your facial expressions and your body language has been stripped away, and you're forced to use your voice and only your voice, which sounds easier than it is. I think I rely a lot on my facial expressions and my body language when conveying particular emotions, and then, when you're in the booth and you're trying to channel it all into your voice and you listen to it back and you think, actually, that doesn't sound anything like I would have thought it did. So it's just a completely new set of skills that I had to learn, but thoroughly enjoyed doing. And Nick is so wonderful at getting the right performance out of you and staying with it, and just extremely encouraging and knows. It's strange when you're talking about like just one simple line of dialogue and the way in which he can explain what he's trying to get from it, and the words he uses to make you understand how he wants to hear this particular line. It's very, very interesting, and I'm very grateful to be working with him on this.
Yeah, I think it's the challenges in finding the vocal energy to match the larger-than-life physical energy of these clay characters, because there's something unnaturalistic about the vocal performance, especially Nuth, who is larger than life in so many ways. But I enjoyed it very much, and I've been such an admirer of Aardman and of Nick Park for so long, and he made me laugh endlessly in the sound studio, and it was a sort of game of tennis where he would suggest something and I would do it, and he would go, "Oh, that's good, try this," and it felt very free and fun and experimental, and he seemed happy, so yeah.
I'm from Bristol, which is where the Aardman Studios is based, so it's been kind of surreal, to be honest. I grew up so hooked on these films that I actually tried to make my own stop-motion little clips, I guess. I don't even know if they'd be clips. It'd probably be maybe like 10 pictures. But yeah, I was just so inspired by these films from a very, very young age, and it really is just surreal and a dream come true. And seeing Guna for the first time, the puppet, was a really, really special moment for me. And I think it's a lot of people's dream to have a little, well, either to have like a version of themselves in the Aardman world, or to have their own character that they bring to life. It's special. It's really special.
they're very touching, and they're actually more complex than they seem, and they're accessible from a child's perspective, and they're accessible from an adult's perspective, and both in their tone and their story and their sense of humour. And I think that's an extraordinary balance that they strike. So I just feel very lucky to be in them.